the jurisdiction to decide for themselves how they want to enforce marijuana possession laws. Your opinion?
I agree with Raymond Frank 100%. I personally don't use drugs, but
Hey.
All right, come on now.
but I have before. Anyway, I believe that marijuana should actually be legal. Research has been done. Just from what I've seen, it has some medicinal benefits, and I don't think that the government should interfere with a person's right, to take care of themselves if they're sick. And as long as they're not hurting anybody, I think I agree with Raymond Frank.
Would anybody else on the panel like to respond specifically to this? Bill Holloway, Texas Green. Travis County Green.
Yeah, the Green Party has long supported the legalization of small possession of marijuana. It's interesting. I occasionally go to these breakfast meetings with Sarah Eckhart, County Commissioner, and she related to me once that her entire political career, she's never seen one case of DWI or DUI for marijuana intoxication. Never. So,
When they start taking our blood, you never know.
Yeah, well.
What's next?
So we agree with the step toward legalization.
Wes, you look like you want to address this issue. Wes Benedict, Texas Libertarian Party.
Yeah, I just wanted to do a little bashing of the Libertarian Party again. We used to be very bold on this issue and outspoken on it, and we've kind of gone the opposite. We're like paranoid of being associated or being accused of being Republicans who like to smoke pot. So, we've got, and they don't even do it. Most libertarians don't either, actually. But so anyway, 70% of the public's out there saying they think medical marijuana should be approved. But libertarian parties, Republicans, Democrats, all of them kind of lose their something like that. They lose their nerve. So we got to stand up and speak the truth, and that's what I'm for.
All right, and now we're almost at time. We might just go 1 or 2 minutes over here. This question is directed to you, Wes, and to Don Zimmerman as well. It's a follow-up to your answers about Hurricane Ike and what's happened in Galveston at the top of the debate. The question is regarding Hurricane Ike. If the citizens are responsible for the cleanup other than roads, how is it that economically, spiritually demoralized people are equipped for that level of infrastructure repair? Are we counting on the kindness of our wealthier brethren?
No, you're not counting on the kindness, although sometimes kindness happens and can help out. If you own a home, you're supposed to buy flood insurance or wind insurance. But what's happened is the government's gotten so involved, and we can always expect the government to bail out something when there's a problem. I mean, FEMA was created, and it's pretty much destroying the private insurance industry out there, and it's costing taxpayers a lot more than if we just had private insurance. If we knew that the federal government wasn't going to come to the rescue, then insurance rates would be a lot higher close to the coast, and insurance companies would be down there in hurricane risk zones advertising how well they're going to take care of you after a storm. Name an insurance company. Something hits Florida. AIG would be advertising. Look how well we took care of these Florida people. We're here in Texas. Buy our policies. So the problem is the government. The problem is not free enterprise. AIG and a lot of insurance companies are bad and do a lot of things bad, but that's because they're involved with the government now. They're partnering together, and that's when everybody loses. So that's how the free market would do it, what I just described.
Anyway, so Don Zimmerman, the same question to you. We'll take speeches from the audience.
Well, I think speeches from the audience are great. We have those next. But we ought to, I think Ron Paul had this really good. And I know it's tempting to want to socialize tragic costs and to try to get government, to help out people who have suffered from a tragedy. But the Ron Paul Republican point on that is it fair to demand that people in Arizona or Nevada or Colorado? Is it fair to make them pay for recovery efforts in the coastal area?
Why isn't it?
Where's the fairness in that? Well, because people make a choice on where they live, and people can decide to live at the coast. There's a risk of hurricanes if you decide to live close to the coast. There's a historical risk. Galveston was destroyed in around 1900 by a hurricane, so we know that it's happened before. So I think that the position there is it's definitely not fair to go after somebody who made the decision not to live in the high-risk area, to socialize that cost and to pay off people who live in the high-risk area. I agree with Wes that the people that choose to live there should buy their own insurance policies and manage the risk. Another quick thing on that, I think when people start to depend on government, everything starts to fall apart, because once they depend on government, government always, virtually always, like in the Katrina case, they always fail to measure up to expectations. Or put another way, you could always demand that the government do more, and they can't do everything.
All right, now we're wrapping up the debate. I'd like to give you all an opportunity to just make a closing statement, a minute and a half, to sum up your position or mention any important issues that you think were left out you'd like to cover. We'll start with you, Debbie, since you're sitting there next to Dawn, who spoke last.
Where to begin? I think the mainstay of the Nader campaign is that we really need to end corporate personhood. We really need to hold our government accountable for its infiltration with the corrupt corporations. And the only way to do that is at the grassroots level, to start here at Hellman's and work and be active every single day. I have had people, somebody repeated yesterday, say, you work so hard, you're an activist, so I don't have to be. And I continually say, no, I'm not actually an activist to dissuade your guilt or not be. That's not why I do it.
Speak up loud. The fire truck's drowning you out.
And as an independent, I just wanted to make the point that I believe that we have a lot of work to do in all of our systems, all of our structure, the government structures, locally, states, federally. I think there's a lot of work to be done, to be saved in the parties as well. I think they're both very corrupt, just as much as our governmental structures are corrupt. I mean, it's a system within a system, and you have to navigate a lot of BS to get some work done, and that's unfortunate. So always hold your government accountable, always hold your party accountable, always hold everybody that considers themselves a leader accountable, hold me accountable, everybody here at this table. That's what we need to be doing. Thank you.
All right, next, Andy Brown from the Travis County Democratic Party.
All right, just thanks a lot for hosting this tonight. I think it's great to have such a great spectrum of political views up here. Next time, I think we need to get a more right-wing Republican, or maybe less right-wing Republican, I don't know. But in all seriousness, it's been a great discussion, and I just want to remind y'all that if you haven't voted already, you have until Friday to early vote. No lines, pretty much. You can vote all over Austin, different supermarkets. There's a super voting site on Airport Boulevard. If you wait till Election Day, you'll probably have long lines, and the government will be staring at you the whole time. Also, our website, if y'all want more information about what we're doing locally for the Democrats, is turntexasblue.com. And if y'all want to volunteer for any of our stuff, or just look at us as we work to get the vote out, we're at 12th and I-35 in an old Safeway building. And I want to give a shout out to David Kobrowski, who's the issues chair of the Travis County Democratic Party back there. He's got a show on Co-op Radio 91.7 where he does a great job of
Best of Austin.
in depth and he was voted Best of Austin in the Chronicle. But thank y'all very much. If y'all have any questions or anything, I'll be over at the table there afterwards. Thanks.
All right, and next, Erica Grignon, who is the coordinator for the Travis County Constitution Party.
I just want to remind everybody, like he said, to go out and vote, and please don't hold my performance against the Constitution Party. This is a great